I always like to think of rosters as having cornerstone players. And it's not 10, it's 4. It's like the Mount Rushmore. And that's why I always got freaked out about the Buckner trade. I was like, no. He's a cornerstone player in every sense of the word. But he's gone. And the Niners do have other cornerstone players. Quite a few. It might be tough to actually pinpoint 4. I'd like to know who you guys would put on the Mount Rushmore of cornerstone guys who are absolutely off limits on this roster. Whoever wants to go first is welcome to.
I'll start with Fred Warner.
I think that's a no-brainer. I totally agree with that. Yep. Best linebacker in football.
Yeah.
That's one.
Nick Bosa. I say
I'd have to
Bosa.
say so.
I know.
I would have to say
I know people
Bosa.
are trying to package him in a trade, but
he's going to be expensive. But if Buckner was a cornerstone player, I'd have to say defensive player of the year, Nick Bosa, 24 years old, have to be a cornerstone player. Yes. Yep. 2.
I would have to go with George Kittle. I know that there's some people that would go against that, but I would have to say George Kittle.
When he's healthy, he's the guy that steps up. Like, he's a big reason the Niners beat the Cowboys in the playoffs. Yes. That play he made in the play. Who stepped up against the Cowboys? Kittle and Warner.
That's right.
It seems like Kittle, he's not quite what he used to be, but he's the guy who steps up when you absolutely need him to. I would have to agree with that. I would agree with that. So that's 3.
Mm-hmm. Trent Williams.
I think those are the 4. I think those are the 4. You can make arguments for Debo and McCaffrey and other guys, but not after Debo's year last year. And McCaffrey, I'd like to see him stay healthy for another full year before I do that. Those guys are honorable mentions for sure. But I think, it's Kittle, Warner, Bosa, Trent Williams. Those are the guys. I have to agree.
Those are the same guys you said?
I didn't say online. I just asked everyone else's opinion. But I'd have to say, I wanted to trade Trent Williams. I wanted to trade George Kittle last year.
Because people were like arguing about it, right? So what were some of like the other ridiculous ones that people were like disagreeing on?
I think a lot of people want to put Debo in there.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to put McCaffrey in there. Mm-hmm. But I'm with Crystal on this one. Like, I think McCaffrey's a really good player, but who makes a bigger impact, him or Kittle, the tight end? Kittle, I don't know. That's a tough one.
I just don't think you put CMC in there after only like a half of a season.
Yeah.
With us. You know,
thank you. And are running backs really cornerstone players, running backs? Or do you sort of just take what you can get while you have them before they get injured? No offense. But I mean, running backs, it's like,
the reason why that I feel that way about the running back and I didn't put CMC as fantastic as a player of his is actually what is going on right now. As a matter of fact, in free agency, if you guys look at these teams, all these running backs that these teams are not bringing back.
Yeah.
Right.
There's rumors that the Vikings moving off from Dalvin Cook, James Robinson,
Miles Sanders in Philly.
Yeah,
Miles Sanders in Philly. Yep.
I mean, there's all these, and that's why, because you just never know. A Kittle's not going anywhere. Kittle's going to be right there. That's
so hard to find a good tight end like that, right? Not hard to find a good running back.
Absolutely.
We haven't even been able to find a tight end 2 in all these years.
Right.
Like,
I'm with you.
Until this
a great
draft.
tight end.
Amen.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, an elite tight end is almost like a cheat code. They're hard to find. They're underpaid. They do so much. They're like, they can be your number one receiver. Really, the thing with Kittle, when we look back on his career, is he probably didn't get the ball enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably didn't get the ball. All of a sudden, Brock Purdy comes in. He started getting the ball in the end zone. It's like, wait a second. We just sacrificed all of George Kittle's 20s to see this at third. Like, it took us this long to realize that George Kittle was a red zone. That's one of the things I always held against Kittle. It's like, man, you're a tight end, but they don't get you the ball in the end zone. Like, that's your area. All of a sudden, he's killing it there. It's like, oh, okay, it was Jimmy. Sorry. Should have known. I should have known, right? Yeah. But why does he go to bat for Jimmy? Like, he legitimately held you back, George. Why?
Yeah, I know. Everybody had literally forgotten, like,
seriously.
The skill.
I said trade him. I was like, man, you got to trade George Kittle, man. He's just not producing anymore. Like, it's Jimmy. Oh, right, of course. Sorry, George.
Yes, they had forgotten what George Kittle can do.
Oh, what happened? Miriah, where you at? Well, she'll be back. Elias, hold on. Device not connected. Elias says mediocre O-line equals quarterback injuries, running back injuries. I'd have to say that, what Kyle would do is he would go back through every injury and be like, we can't blame that in the O-line. You can't. True. But in general, if you're not going to make your offensive line a strength, you kind of have to expect that. I mean, the Chiefs and the Eagles do not play with their offensive line. That is a strength for both of their teams. And the Niners kind of play around. They're like, we'll get the ball out. Kyle figured it out. We'll scheme around it. Like, most of the season you will. Christy says, love this, Grant. How often are these ladies shows? Amazing job, ladies and Grant. Well, we haven't done this in a while, but I think it's important to shout out. You guys have channels. No, you guys do this a lot. So why don't we let people know where you can be found?
You go first, Crystal.
Okay, so everybody knows me. I'm Peachy, the Nitty Gritty Niners queen. So I'm found on Nitty Gritty Niners, which is on the Wayne Breezy channel, and it's just under the Wayne Breezy. On there, I am going to start up my own channel very soon, so I'll give you guys info on that, and we'll have Grant on there and Steph and everybody on there to get it popping and everything like that, to make it fun and exciting, and Miriah and everybody like that. But I am very excited about everything that we have coming on that as well. But yep, you can look at me on Nitty Gritty Niners every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific.
I am Steph49K on pretty much all the social media platforms. On TikTok is where I post all of the Nick Bosa impressions. If you guys are interested in that, it's a pretty good one. And then on my on my YouTube channel, you know, I do a lot of content. This off season, I'm doing Monday episodes to just talk about all the 49ers stuff, and then Tuesday to Thursday, I've been having NFL draft prospects on the channel to just interview them. I've been trying to get like my NFL draft content up. So also on Twitter, you'll see a lot of my content there as well. So yeah, make sure.
Steph, I have a request, and I know you don't have to take requests, but you're really good at impersonations. Really good.
Just Nick Bosa.
Just Nick. I was gonna say,
just Nick.
If you could you do you think you could do a Kyle? Not now, but do you think you could do Kyle eventually? Get the ums down. I would be someone needs to do a Kyle impersonation. It's waiting,
hard.
And I think it could be you. I'm just saying, if you could nail down his cadence with the ums, it would go viral. I'm just putting it out there. I bet you could do it. I'll try.
I'll
think about it.
Deep, but yeah.
Mac and Bosa 2.0 got me feeling some type of way. Khalil Mack. Maybe if they weren't paying for Armstead, that becomes a very, very expensive D-line. And I think they didn't want to do that. Like, that's why Buckner's not here, because they didn't want to pay Buckner, Armstead, but I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they're wrong. I don't know. None of this matters if they don't improve the offensive line. I would like them to actually improve the offensive line. I feel like finish it. Don't just have 3 good players, like 5. But maybe
there's a
McKivitz.
A center got released from the Titans today. What's his name? Ben somebody or something like that?
Yeah, he's a center. Ben Jones.
Yeah.
He's center.
Hey.
Yeah.
Gotta check that guy out.
There's another one. Yeah. Yep.
Fish and Chip says that the word coach doesn't apply to Kyle. Whew. He is more of a, I think there's 2 kind of coaches. The coaches who are in it to teach players, and the coaches who are in it to be like mad geniuses with scheming X's and O's. That's Kyle. He's more in that spectrum, I would have to say. He's friends with the players, some of them. Tyler Rector says we got to get Lance playing time, either to see what we have or build up his trade value if Brock is the answer, regardless if Brock is available week 1. Thoughts? I'm not sure that playing trade week 1, I don't know. Yeah, we got to get him playing time. The 4 of us have to get him playing time. We'll do it. Can they? If they traded Trey Lance right now, that initial trade for Trey Lance would go down as one of the worst trades in NFL history. That's why they won't trade Trey Lance. That's why they won't do it. Immediately, it'd be the top 10 list. They traded 3 first-round picks for Trey Lance, started him 4 times, and traded him. Like the worst trade ever. They're not going to do it.